Looks like everything's set up right. Okay. Four stacks of torches. I don't know where to put them. I guess I should do a little intro. Hey guys, welcome to the channel. This is Dive into Wonder, and it's in Minecraft longplay. I just started doing this as kind of a fun thing to do, and figured might as well put it on YouTube for anyone that wants inspiration. Their own Minecraft worlds. So I'm not doing this for a job, not doing this for financial reasons, I'm just putting it out there. Okay, that's fine. I don't know if I'm a very talky person or not on game. I might talk a lot, I might talk a little. I'm not really looking to fill anyone's expectations. Sticks. Yeah, there we go. This is dwarven cities. This was originally going to be just a copper mining town, at least a city that specialized in copper production for the idea of a dwarven cities. But I recently, the idea was I built a train or a tunneling machine to dig through the mountains underground, and as I came across a cavern like this, I would build in it. Well, apparently the mod has, oh sorry, I'm playing all the mods 10 mod pack with CurseForge, and anyway, I came across a massive cavern that it stretches on forever. It's really quite well done, but apparently the mod has a really dynamic cavern creation. So, anyway, I found that and I was like, you know what? Rather than doing little pockets of cities, I might just do a dwarven capital over there. Do different segments. I don't know. The idea is kind of evolving as I go. And as things don't make sense, I might have to rip stuff out and redo it, but that's part of the process. I guess I'm just wandering around while I talk to you a bit. This was, it was originally, I had the idea of a black forge and a white forge, so I always liked the idea of a white themed forge. So I kept the theme mostly either off-white or like this is plated iron blocks. I really like the flooring design on this one. But the idea was that the white forge would be for parts production, and this used to look different. I used to have productive bees up on top here coming down this, and then I had a refinery system that would sort it and refine it. But then I loved the productive bees mod, but I kind of fell out of it fitting in with this particular town. So instead I have a tree farm up there with the create mod. Cutting the trees, bring them down here. They get smelted into what's called charcoal, and that feeds the system. Anyway, I needed a charcoal production, a fuel system production. I haven't come across dripstone yet. I have a little... this is a really unfinished farm area, but I can do wheat and so on. But what was I saying? Yeah, so and then I was gonna have little stores, like this is gonna be a little mom and pop shop that specifically makes warhammers. They have a little beehive up in there. I'm just gonna have little pedestals with books on it that will tell the story of the shop. And when I heard that, I'm a big Lord of the Rings fan, so when I heard that Tolkien, or not Tolkien, the Peter Jackson dwarven architecture was inspired by Art Deco, but it's just inverse. I started copying that. I did some research on Art Deco and what that looks like. Tried to incorporate it here, so there's going to be a lot of like inset and steps. This is a little like stone working shop with a productive bees, quarrying, reproducing all types of bees. So again, the Art Deco style with the steps going in. It's kind of working. It doesn't really give me consistent types, but it does all right. Again, another little mom and pop shop. Oop. And then, yeah, so going back to lava, this was going to be a magmatic bee farm for lava, and it was working a little bit, but then it sucked all of them out of there, and then the bees, I don't know where they went. They're just poof, gone. Maybe they despawned, maybe bees just die sometimes, I don't know. I don't know what happened, but eventually I'm going to turn this into a dripstone farm for lava. And this is going to be the White Forge. I was originally going to have immersive engineering stuff in here, but I really like steampunk and the gears and pistons of the Create mod. And when I found out that I could use a washing system and crushing system to generate different materials, like this is an iron farm, through cobblestone, then grinders, and then washing system. For those that are familiar with the Create mod, they already know the setup. So that's kind of what this is. This was meant to be a smeltery, hence the Black Forge, kind of like fire and soot and ash. But so far, all it's doing is producing iron. I do have a so apparently there's big crushing wheels. No, sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. So this area is unfinished. Obviously, I'm still trying to come up with the design for it. I just kind of used what I had on hand. It used to be like a quarter this size. This was all undug out before. But I'm thinking, because I like contrast, so black floors, maybe white walls, or maybe I should go gray, maybe stone. But then lights are going to ring, and then it's going to steeple up and vaulted ceilings. Maybe in an L shape. But then again, I don't know how big I'm going to need this thing for its intended purpose. But, let's see. Animations might be stuck. Yeah, it's still working, but for some reason the arm animations are stuck. I don't know what it is. Sometimes when I reload it, it restarts it, but as long as it still works, that's all that matters. Yeah, you just heard that hiss in the lava. That was putting excess flint into this. That's already full, so it's going to do exclusively there, because I don't really have a need for flint at the moment. Okay, and then looking down here, it was really quite a pretty cavern. It looks like they have tapered little reverse mounds. I really like that, but I think what I'll do, I was debating how natural to keep the cavern. Um, but dwarves kind of carve into the rock. They make it their own. They carve and engrave stuff. They really like change things up. So, but then again, I've read some stories where they keep the rock as natural as possible and just kind of polish the gemstones that are in there. That was a really great book series. What's it called? The Crippled King. That was a really good book series on dwarves. I have company. But yeah, this is a mine shaft. I started off in the overworld, just right over there, up on the surface, and then there's a big mine shaft. I'll go up there later. Show you guys around there. Elevator. Okay, so down. Yes. I hate baby zombies. It's big one.
Here.
You guys are underneath. You probably doesn't see me. What's the case? Okay, so I was originally gonna have the train station be right here and dig that way. But then I found that area over there, and I was like, no, that makes too much sense. I'm still. The thing is, I kind of have to look at a space and kind of picture in my head how, like, I could easily turn this into shops. I could turn it into stone holds, or dwelling spaces. You can do a lot of things with it. There's actually an amethyst geode right over there, and there's actually one over there. There's two really close to each other. Problem is, out that way is the ocean. There's even what's it, sunken temple out there. So I would encounter more fully submerged areas, like right beyond this wall and past the White Forge is completely submersed and flooded. And I haven't figured out sponge bees yet. I've got sponges, but I haven't figured out sponge bees because they keep dying on me. But yeah, that would just be a lot of work. I don't really want to deal with right now. Not when I got all this open space. But I love the exposed ores. So part of me wants to keep it natural to an extent, but maybe add my own ore veins. So like take copper ore and make a copper ore block, and kind of like make a solid vein. It's like a starter one. Unfortunately, you can't get raw ore from the create mod system. I got a visitor. Let's see where to go. Yeah. So I was thinking of connecting that one with this one with blocks of raw copper in a pattern. Kind of make it look like a natural ore vein. But as things come to me, I'll fill it in. Like I wanted to replace all these blocks with copper, keep it natural looking. Just replace it with these copper liners to make it look like it was dug out and then replaced. Little twin lakes. Or am I filling the whole thing? Okay, this was originally, you could take this iridium here, whole blocks, throw them into the crusher. Oh, let's crush this right now. What's a crusher? Deep slate. What's that deep slate? Shouldn't have, it should be iridium and tough. Fix that. For some reason they have access to deep slate. Yeah. Yep, okay. Wheel? Let me fix that really quick. I'm gonna have to rip up a couple of these. Do I have? I do not. Because they don't replicate cut stone. Which is why I've been using stone bricks, but it looks like, yeah, above and below and over, so. I have to hurry. Before they come out again. Okay, that's not too bad. Okay, tough. Iridium, I know it's iridium back there, correct? Yes. Should be stone brick. Okay, they shouldn't be able to pull in off anything else, but just in case they can do it off this one. Grab another one. Yeah, that's the thing. Sometimes systems break down and you have to deal with it as you go. Okay, let's see. Okay, that should fix it. Okay. So originally you chuck iridium in there, and it produces crushed raw copper, which essentially is the same thing as raw copper. Except if you throw raw copper in here, you get experience bubbles that you can burst and get experience that way anyway. With these, you can put them through a washing system. That means you put a fan on one side, a block of water on the other, and it blows the water through it and washes it, and it drops behind copper nuggets and clay. No, that's right. Yeah. Go. And then it dropped copper ore besides, yeah, like that. But I needed more than that. I needed tin and brass, or I needed brass and bronze, which I need tin and zinc for. So this system not only does it do copper and iron and gold, but it also does okay, so it does zinc. I don't think I have one for tin yet. Okay, that's good to know. I forgot. But because it's kind of the village or town is called Copperton, so I needed more copper, so I added that's why I added the iridium blocks back in, so I can get more copper. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, so I needed bronze and brass, so these were supposed to fill that void of different materials I needed. Plus, you know, you always need more iron for tools and such. Or if you're doing a mega build where I have the entire floor in iron blocks. So it's not the fastest because it only crushes as much as the bees produce. Which the productive bees mods is so cool. Like, so they come out, they pollinate off of these stones, they copy them essentially. Take the blueprint, and then they go back into the hive and produce it. Now, a lot of the other materials like iron and copper, tin, and whatnot, it produces a comb which you put into a centrifuge and separates it out into honey, wax, and then the raw material. These they just copy it straight up. So not all of them do it that way, but the honey and wax production is mixed for really fun fuel and automation processes, which I'll be using those eventually when I get to the wizard and magic section. Because I would imagine dwarves, as they develop technology, they kind of somewhat gravitate towards more than others, because if there's magically inclined dwarves, they would gravitate towards bee production rather than solid mining. That way they could focus on magic learning more. Whereas industrious dwarves would love digging and using machines. So there's a lot of people think the dwarves are this kind of like one facet thing, and to an extent that's true, but it's important to remember, like, especially if you're writing a story, that they're still people. They're beyond, not just stereotypes, which I think is a good lesson for everybody. But anyway, I'm waxing poetic. Let's see. Okay, and then over here. I needed a blaze cake factory of sorts. So, anyway, I've got chickens up there with just regular hoppers that filter into a chest that drops them down here. This is for another quarry bee that reproduces nether rack, which is a stone funded the nether to make nether rack dust, I believe it's called. I can't see it on here. Cinder flour. So that mixed with sugar and eggs creates a blaze cake mold. Comes down, compresses it, drops in there. Blaze cake base. Basically, it's a mold for the lava to go into. Which is what this system is over here. So let's see. So on there, a little bit. That's enough for a demonstration. Actually, but I'm gonna demonstrate. Might as well do a full thing to go worth the cost, because it is cost effective right now. I have to put 2 blaze cakes into it to get it to melt to get hot enough to melt the cobblestone into lava. I think it's for every 2 it makes 10. So it's still cost effective at the moment. Oh, that's right. I have a little collagen over here. Same thing as the washing. Oh, that's full. I should probably turn it off now. What is this here? Yeah, so if I'm going to run it, I might as well fill it up to a full cycle. As it were. Yeah. Okay, so I'll take a little doohickey here, fill it up with cobblestone, pick up the excess, and I have an extra spot. Get those. Blaze cakes go back on. So let's go and put the overstock back in. sorry, I'm very soft spoken, so sorry if it's been hard to hear me. Okay, so I need to superheat this to superheat the cobblestone into lava. That goes in there. It needs heat in there. I need more heat in order to generate enough pressure to operate the blender fast enough. After that, it blends it all into lava. I'll see it fill up for half a second before this pump will take it and pull it through. It should fill it in. Yep. Like that. Into a spout, which is just a filler, thankfully. Thankfully, it doesn't need any mechanical hookups to kinetic energy in order to work. So, give it a second, or 20. Yeah. So as it gets enough lava, it'll fill up these blaze cakes. Which they're an excellent fuel source. But mostly what they're used for is these are blaze burners. You capture a blaze and basically use it as a heat source. So you feed them a fuel source. So let's see if I were to take a regular stick. So you increases the heat output. But a stick won't last very long. It only lasts as long as the fuel source is. Blaze cakes will last. They'll turn them blue, which is the hottest they'll go. But then more than that, after they're done being blue, they'll go back to what this guy was for a long, long time. Now, I need this to be blue in order for it to actually melt the cobblestone. So unfortunately, that heat's a little wasted, but it's an automated system as long as there's lava in there. Have the infinite cobble gen, so it's not really a. It's kind of an infinite producing machine as long as I keep feeding it. Yeah, no, I love steampunk and pressure and gauges. So this is really like fun for me. I have a pipe going back there with the pumps and kind of like this, pulling water into the tank. So, bread. Let's see how much stuff I got. Been here for a fair bit. I gotta get in the shower before an event I gotta go to. But, I think that's the grand tour. But let's see. I'm not too worried. It's more of just like so I can have it automated. I don't really need it to feed something yet. And then these were kind of a cool pillar idea. So source block at the top, ringed around, so it doesn't spread out, and then just comes down to the basin. As a really nice cheap light source. I'm not an OG Minecraft player. I don't understand the coding and resource management as far as like computer resource management for this stuff. But I try to be I've picked up enough here and there from my friends that are that way that you got to be careful about it. My computer's kind of old. She's been really a trooper. Okay. And I don't have anything built on the other side of the nether. It was an excellent spawn. Like right above it is a stronghold. So it made it really easy to get the blazes. And there was nether war right next to it too. I've been thinking about this stuff back here. Like I said, most of it's water behind these walls, so digging it out isn't really. It would be a lot of work. And like I said, I just found that other big cavern, so let's go take a look at that. Temporary, I think it was. Yeah, so let's see. Camera picture. So this whole area is just massive, expansive. Let's light up the area a little bit so I don't get swarmed. It's so dumb. It's just a Minecraft zombie, but still you kind of get a little spooked when it comes out of the darkness at you. Okay, can I make it across? You can. Okay. Far on that other side, way far away, I found. Oh no, actually it's over here, but I found 4 spawners right next to each other. 1 skelly and 3 zombies. Tell you what, I was wondering why there were so many on the other side of the wall. Oh. Says she hit a mutant. Are you friendly? Yes. No. Oh, I guess I have my spawn point over here still. I just feel like Peter Pan whenever I float down like that. Another one. Another thing about this mod pack, they kind of really did a good job of keeping it true to regular Minecraft. As far as mobs go, I mean they've embellished it, of course, but it's in a way that it's kind of like what's it called? That one game, Shadow of Mordor. Like it's not canon, but boy, do you wish it was because it was done so well. Like there's a necromancer that will pop up every so often. Like cast spells at you, summon zombies. And honestly, I think it's a really nice touch. And don't get me wrong, like regular Minecraft has its charm. Like I think it'll forever be a favorite for players. But when it comes to one I want to actually play with my free time, I'm gonna do the modded stuff. Hearts are for emergencies. Hearts restore your health, but not your hunger bar. They restore it to full. So bread's more sustainable because I only get those through drops. I checked the JEI, and as far as I know, I can't craft them. I can craft different colors, but I don't have my chat up because it gave me an error and it wasn't working, so I don't have a chat this time. So it's looking a little dark. If I remember right. Let's look at this a little bit. yeah, I mean, look at that. It just goes on, and the big open area over there with a bunch of basalt and lava lakes has what's this? Oh, limestone. I have to remember. I think we came this way. Okay. It has like tapered outcroppings, so like a shelf that goes above and below, or tapers above and below it. Really cool. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that. That's amazing. And it has like really cool pillars. Yeah, when I saw this, I was like, I have to make this a dwarven metropolitan or whatever. But again, you have to look at it and picture what you want to do and figure out how you want to build it. And what makes sense, what doesn't, what kind of architecture style. It's almost kind of like arranging flowers. I mean, I'm not too experienced in that, but similar. It's the same basic principle. And the more I play crafting survival games, the more I'm like, I'm not an architect. But as long as you're having fun, that's all that matters. Okay. Go find my train. My train was over here. Yep. There's my torches. Let's see. Ooh, there's a spawner back there. Oh, let's be careful. Oh, that broke my shield. Might be more than a spider or a zombie spawner. Boy, get out of my sandwich. Oh, there you are. Should be collecting those, but you're not bothering anybody, little guy. I think you're stuck. Ah, yeah. There's a stupid zombie spawner. Okay, I think First plan of attack is to find a forward area. And start to just kind of pick a style, I guess. See what kind of makes sense for the area. What it feels like. Most importantly, don't die. I really should grab the bucket. Do I have? Oh, no, I do have a bucket. I'm a genius. Okay. Not a great genius, but a good one. Let's take a trip down to the bottom. Trees. Come on now. Of course. Don't think about that. It's gonna be infested. Yeah, fight you. Ooh, he's got heavy armor. I don't have a shield. Yeah, with the cooler gear, it's easier to get overwhelmed for stealing, I think. Okay. Might just be one. Oh, I didn't think he'd hit me that hard. Well, that's another thing too. I can get a really good look at the place with the darkness turned off. Okay. Not bad. Yeah, I really want enchanting, so. And with 3 different mods that can produce infinite materials, you don't really get excited when you see that. You're like, oh, that's convenient, but it's not as crucial. Which honestly is nice. I like that. Takes the pressure off the dig. I don't mind digging, it's just, it gets so grindy. Sweet. Cool, sweet. Now these are a bit, I was really pissed off to find that I couldn't make these through the create mod production system. The only way I can do it to produce them infinitely is coal being in the productive bees mod, or mystical agriculture, which is where you grow essences, then you put them in the crafting table, and they produce your material. Which are fun, but it's not kind of in keeping with the theme I wanted to go with. And if you're wondering why there's light in the cave, in order to save resources, I turned off my, I reduced, you're wearing steel. 1 second, guys. I do like that they increase the amount of mobs that are covered in armor and sometimes enchanted armor and weapons. Oh, see that's bronze armor. That's a really cool looking armor. It's a step above iron, if I remember right. Ooh, he's got enchantments. He's got the sparkly armor. Okay, let's see something. And there's probably more than a few spawners in here. What was I saying? Yeah, I'm not really like too picky about like keeping in with my rules about the theme. Like if it doesn't make sense, I won't hold on to it that hard. But if it does make sense, I'll be like, well, yeah, rules are rules. Okay. A moment to breathe. Taking. That was important for Centennial Trophy. Looter. Oh, that's right. I was explaining that. So, yeah, to save resources, I turned off my distance of the distance generation. So basically, there's less chunks that are going to be loaded in at a distance. So visibly, I just can't see it beyond there because it's not loaded in yet. Which, you know, I wish I could, but I don't really like playing jumpy games. Kind of takes the fun out of it. Bash your bread. Hey, it worked. Let's get rid of that death marker. There's two different maps. There's the overworld map, and then there's this one that matches your level. Looks like I got company. This looks like if I dig down, I might find something cool, but just a random circular hole. Let's see, ran into stalactite-ish looking thing. You're wondering why I'm just kind of wandering around placing torches. I'm kind of not really sure or set on what I want to do with the space yet, so I'm just kind of thinking. I could turn it into whatever I want, but if I choose a theme and kind of keep with it, make it easier because then it means I might have to not rip out stuff. Say like if I were to do like a blacksmithing theme with this area, it would be kind of beneficial to keep the lava in there. Look like it's a lava source he's pulling from to fuel his furnace. Oh, necromancer! Die. Die. Oh wait. Necromancers are the worst. They're a really nice touch, but man, are they hard to fight if you let them get any momentum. Okay. Creepers. Let's head over here. Ooh. Ooh, a river. Yeah, it's a dry riverbed. That's what this is. I can make a lava river. See? Inspiration. Or a honey river. Or crude oil. For the immersive engineering mod, you can use crude oil and make biodiesel, so on. Okay, let's see. No soliciting. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, yeah, there's water above here. Well, if I'm going to do enchanting, if I'm going to make this a wizard quarter. There's a witch. I hate witches. Let's see, I was going to have them produce their technology with the productive bees mod, which I already have a lot of that branch, tech tree mapped out and planned out and finished. So I could easily set it up over here. Which, if I'm going to do that, what would that entail? Let's see. I'd want it to be kind of a green, lush area, kind of like a lush biome. Trees and... I know my computer wouldn't be able to handle it, but I have this idea of like upside down ziggurats or pyramids from the ceiling filled with bees, just like a massive giant hive. But there's no way my computer would support that many entities. Time is at 6:05. I better get ready. So I'm gonna end the stream here for today. And I'll be doing more of these. I just kind of wanted to record it, get it online. It's just for fun, and also kind of like for future generations. You know, if my kids find this in like 20 years, like, hey, my great grandfather played Minecraft. So, just thinking here, what's over there? For more skillies. Okay, you guys have a good day.